Greetings. I'm Erin Soundcheck, RISEQUITY's co-founder and co-CEO. Again, I'm excited to be joined by Marilyn Nagel, RISEQUITY's Chief Advocacy Officer, known for her experience and expertise in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Today, Marilyn, you're going to speak with us a little bit about this really unique program that you developed called Sponsors and Protegés. Could you go ahead and give us just a high-level overview before we dive into what this program is?
Sure. So most of us know about mentoring, and most of us have had mentors in our lives who have been really helpful in growing our careers. And this program takes that, I would say, what mentoring is, and takes it to a whole new level with the concept of sponsorship. A sponsor is someone who is an active advocate, who opens up their network, who is like a patron of the arts, if you will, who is willing to put their reputation and their cachet on the line for you. And it is very, very different than mentoring, which I think mentoring is wonderful, but it's a much more passive program. This is a very structured program, although it doesn't require a huge commitment of time. The impact is amazing. And in all my years doing development work, I have never seen impact like this program. And I am just absolutely thrilled with the way that it works out for companies.
So let's talk a little bit about who participates in the Sponsor and Protegés program. With 34% of mid-level positions being held by women, only 7.6% of corporate earners are women. So is this program really designed for women, or is it more inclusive than that?
Oh, it's absolutely more inclusive for that. And every company gets to decide how they want to deploy the program. So I've done the program where it was just women, and one company did it with high potentials. Another company said, no, every woman at a certain level is going to be part of the program. I've also done it where it is not limited to women, and multiple times where it is any underrepresented population. So if a company is struggling, this is the sweet spot for this program. If a company is challenged in that they have nice representation at entry or lower levels, but they don't see people moving up through the ranks, as we have seen for women, for people of color, for Asian population, this is a program that answers that need. So you can put anyone into this program, and they are paired with a senior executive, someone at least 2 levels above them. And through that pairing, and not in their direct line ideally, but across the company, you build the understanding of the entire enterprise, whether it's even if it's a small firm or a large multinational company. You build cross-company awareness, and you build the awareness of the senior leader as to what the challenges are of those in the underserved community, while at the same time you're building the skills, the competencies, the confidence, and the expertise of the person who is the protege. So the protege gains, and the person who is sponsoring them gains.
So what is the commitment to this? Because it sounds like it takes place over a period of time, and you can dive into that in just a moment, but how high touch is this? Because as you mentioned at the very beginning of our conversation, mentorship is a little bit more passive. It's one-off. It can be even situational, whereas this program is much more hands-on.
Yes, so this program comes with a specific guidebook for the proteges. It starts with a kickoff session. It's a year-long program, but I recommend measuring results over 18 months. So the program starts with a kickoff session with the proteges and the sponsors, clarifying what the roles are, who does what. There are 4 quarterly meetings. So over a year, we're only asking everyone to commit to 4 meetings, structured meetings with structured agendas that are all laid out in this book, in the guidebook for those quarterly meetings. At one meeting, you set out goals. There's a structure around how to do that. At one, it's around your network. The sponsor is opening up their network to help improve the network of the protege. So each meeting has a set agenda that you go through. In that sense, it's extremely structured. And that structure is what proves to have been the magic in the mix, if you will, because other colleagues have used something very similar and not gotten the outstanding results that this program has because of the structure. But again, we're asking for really 6 sessions, or if you will, there's an opening session, a midpoint, and a graduation, and 4 meetings. So it's a total of 4, 5, 6, 7 meetings over the course of a year. Not a huge commitment of time, but a very high impact.
I think that's a really important point about the time commitment, because as you get senior leadership or executive leadership to not only buy into working with this program through RISEQUITY, but also buying in and becoming a sponsor themselves. What are some of the biggest challenges, and maybe a word of advice if somebody is wanting to approach a senior executive leader to participate in this program?
We make it pretty easy because we have the invitation to be a sponsor laid out, and we give you a template. We give the companies a template to use to invite people to be a sponsor. We give a template for people to lay out to be invited to be a protege. That includes what is the time commitment, what you can expect to gain from it. And what we found is that companies that are committed to greater diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging are willing to make that commitment of time. If you're thinking about it, 7 hours over the course of a year is not a huge commitment, especially if the structure is given to you and you're told exactly what is expected for each session. It's just follow the map and the results start to happen. What I've seen is that there are a few people who say, you know what, I can't commit to the time frame. But most people, most executives, senior, extremely top level, we're talking E-staff at companies, say, yeah, I'm willing to do this for one person and maybe let go of some of the mentoring relationships because this is going to have a greater impact. And once they follow the guide, they can replicate it over and over again.
That's great news that it can be replicated over and over again, because this is about retention as well. By investing into your current teams, staff, employees, the humans that work for your organizations, that retention piece is going to save you, bottom line, more company dollars from recruiting, and grow greater staff knowledge and buy-in into the long-term growth of that company.
This program develops the next set of leaders. It demonstrates a company's investment in their underserved populations or underrepresented populations, and it has an incredibly powerful effect.
Marilyn, thank you so much for sharing about this incredible program that you developed. It can have a very high impact at your company or organization, and thinking about all the companies out there who over the past year and several years have said, we want to take action, we want to do something, we want to develop our employees. This is one of the ways that you can do it. If you're interested in learning more about our sponsor and protege program or any of RISEQUITY's other programs, please feel free to contact us, Kim@riseequity.co. Thank you. Take care and be well.